Alright, hi guys, let's try this again. Our first test was absolutely horrible in the car. We had all kinds of external noise, and every bump and every stone in the road was, yeah, you could hear it. So, obviously we're not going to be shooting the town on fire. Our schedule got changed a little bit. We had some other things come up that we had to deal with. But if you guys have any opinions or ideas that you would like us to shoot that are within, say, a 2.5 to 3 hour drive from Hanover, that's where we're located, please tell us. We need new ideas. We have shot everything basically around Hanover to death, and excuse me, we need some new ideas. So, let's see here. Trying to do this while driving, and well, also this is also being shot on the DJI Osmo, which is a 3-axis gimbal. We will be incorporating this device in a lot of our upcoming shoots. There is a car video coming up of this exact car, and I think it's going to be a good one. I've always wanted to do a proper car shoot and take my time and not have feel like I'm being rushed and stuff like that, because people have things to do and places to be, and they've got to take their car out of the shoot. And also with the drone, you cannot fly a drone in any of the state parks, so Cadorus is out of the question. A lot of the national parks, like Yellowstone Park, is definitely out of the question. You guys can do your own research on how many people have gotten in trouble for that one. Also, one of our major attractions around this area is Gettysburg. We cannot fly a drone in Gettysburg. That is so unfortunate. I'm so disappointed, because one of the first things I thought about when getting a drone, besides High Rock, was Gettysburg. And you can walk the fields, but you don't ever get a aerial view other than Google Earth. You can Google Earth it, but you don't ever get a in-person aerial view. People. To orient yourself so you know where certain particular items are other than driving to them. Alright, so I've been mentioning this Littlestown video for some time now, and we just haven't had time to go out and do any of a reconnaissance. And I think we're going to do that today. It's a little bit gloomy. It's perfect weather for shooting. The temperature is beautiful. It's not too hot out. And so the fire station, I've got a lot of comments on the fire station being built. Why don't I wait a couple 6 months or so for the fire station to be built? And also I got comments stating why don't I get a before and after to show a slight progression of the development of Littlestown, which are both great ideas. So we're going to go today, and we're going to film some reconnaissance and show you guys how we do that. As I navigate the traffic here in Hanover. So the Littlestown, we're going to give you a little bit behind the scenes of how we do that when we get there, the certain types of things I see, and what I like to see in a video, to give it more of a personal touch or a natural feel. And so we'll do that today, and we'll be right back with you. Alright, so we're on our way to Littlestown. Oh wow, this road construction. Oh, there's a big one. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, everybody in Hanover knows about the road work. Here's another big one. Oh. Yeah, I can't even think right now, the road's so rough. So, our intentions is going to Littlestown and walking you through of what we see when we get there, and we can't just film something and say it's Littlestown. We have to give you a overall perspective of the town as a whole. When people that have been in and around Littlestown think of Littlestown, what do they think of? Mainly they think of the schools, which we can't really film those because of permission issues. I mean, if we were to go out full film crew and get all of the rights and stuff like that, and all the permissions and the permission slips, and it takes months and months and months to gather all the permissions, yes, we could. All right, we're in Littlestown now, and some of the first things I see is how many power lines there are through main stretch here. There's one every couple feet. So flying a drone, you have to be aware of your surroundings. There's a lot of these old style antennas out here before they switched over to the digital TV. Sometimes they can go a couple hundred feet in the air. So when you're trying to get a close shot of a particular area, you have to look at your surroundings even before you take off. Now we're coming into the square here. This is the central hub of this town, and a very important part of it. So I am looking at the tops of the buildings, looking at the types of buildings around this area, and trying to figure out what angle would make this particular shot look best. We've got the municipal center here. Wait for the camera to adjust here. All right, we are back in frame. The gimbal does that because it's a gimbal and it's trying to center itself when we go around the corner. We have the fire hall here on our left-hand side that is still being worked on. That water tower, I was thinking about getting a 360 of that water tower. Gotta watch our speed through here. Again, we're coming down, we're headed towards Hanover here, and the first thing I notice is there's a million power lines. I mean, there's a couple power lines here that are 20 couple feet off the ground all the way up to probably 40 feet. So that is going to be a major problem. And there's particular laws that go along, ooh, that was a nice pothole, that go along with driving over roadways. You're not supposed to fly within a 0 to 200 feet above a roadway, because as naturally it would cause you driving down the road, you see a drone 3 feet in front of you, it's going to cause a distraction. It's more of a distraction than texting and driving. So when we do this town shoot, I have to make sure that I am well out of the range that I'm going to cause a distraction for drivers, which means I have to take into the time of day, that there's not a lot of traffic around, because there naturally with more traffic there is more possibility for somebody to go, oh, what's that, crash, and then 10 people crash into them. Let's see here. I can't fly over people, and with that law, why that law was written is because if your drone, for whatever reason, were to lose sudden power loss, catastrophic power loss, and fall from the sky, and it hits somebody, you are liable. As the drone operator, you are financially responsible for all of their pain and basically their medical bills and stuff like that, as far as I know. Feel free to correct me on that. So let's get back to what we're looking at here. We're getting outskirts of town here where there's a lot of farmland and stuff like that. Littlestown is surrounded by farmland, so I definitely want to incorporate that. But as you might be able to see here in a little bit, we have some serious high voltage power lines that also emit an electromagnetic field that might interfere with my drone. We have to take that into account too. There are so many things. You can't just take off and go, oh, look, let's take a footage of this. You have to look at your area and study it and do these drive-throughs. And look, now this is beautiful through here. I know you can't see it. Well, you can see it out the window here. This is beautiful through here. I'm going to definitely incorporate some of this. We've got combines over there. There's an agricultural farmland here. Let me speed up to the speed limit here so people won't get off my tail. And let's see here. All right, now we're starting to get a little bit too far out of the town, and we're getting into the country. Uh, so I think this is all the further we're going to go out with the drone shoot, at least. All right, so we're back again. We're coming back into Littlestown on the 97. We're headed north on 97. Um, this is some more beautiful farmland out here. Got some winter corn, it looks like, growing there. We're starting to get into more of an urban development over here on our right-hand side. So the town growth would be part of the video. And we might be able to catch an aerial view of where particular developments have popped up and why. Their access to particular stores and stuff like that. But stuff like this here on the left-hand side, that combine. I don't know if you guys can see any of this. So we're passing down. We're coming in from the south side. We've got this long hill that drops down, and the speed limit absolutely plummets down to 25, naturally, because it's such a slow town. But this view right here, I can see all the way into the square. We are definitely going to incorporate this shot right here. This is going to be a slow motion shot. This might actually be the way that I introduced this video, one of the first frames. And then the power lines start right here. Maybe if you can get a shot, just turn the camera and look where we're driving at to give you guys a view of. All right here, as you can see, we can see all the way into the square, but back there we were much higher and we could see all the way down the end. That was a beautiful shot. All right, let's go ahead and pan back around to me. Okay, so this through here is basically, I'm going to say, is the same as the going out towards Hanover side. We got a couple businesses here. There's nothing extra really to tell, and an extra part of the story here. There's nothing different other than the sun shining brightly. That's another thing you have to take into account when you're shooting, is the direction of the sun. Any old farmer will know, and I grew up on a farm myself, so I know this. I'm not a farmer, but so the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Okay, and how you remember that is west rhymes with set, so set west. That's how you remember that. Little old farmer knowledge there for you. So now we're into the square, and I'm looking at this from a different angle here. Let the camera center here for a second. Yep, there we go. So I'm looking at the square here. If I pay attention, I got a green light. We're going to go through it this way. Ah, yes. Beautiful. First thing that comes into view is this steeple. As soon as we get this camera centered here. Oh, we're getting right past it. All right, there we go. We got a glimpse of it. That steeple there is definitely going to be part of the video. So that's two things that are definites. It's a very beautiful steeple. Now coming out this way here, good. Basically the same thing until we get back out to here. We have the shopping center of Littlestown, one of the main shopping center strips, and that's going to be a pinnacle of any town, because how do I want to put this? Your access to resources in a timely manner is a big thing on how areas pop up. So you're not going to have an area pop up in a desert. Stick a Walmart there one time and it will explode. So shopping centers here are a big part of the town's growth and ability to access resources and stuff like that. And also those companies, like Kenny's and stuff here, need to be able to import easily. So they need to have roads and stuff that will support tractor and trailers and stuff like that. And these roads here in Littlestown to be nice, they could use a little bit of work, but that all comes with funding and stuff like that. We're leaving the town here, And there we go, perfect. And now we're going to go back into a farmland again. Okay, so that's it. We've pretty much covered Littlestown. And yeah, that didn't take long. This should be a pretty easy photo shoot. Sometimes you get a lot of variables, and a larger town like Hanover is a little bit more difficult to shoot because there's so many different things that go on at different periods of time. Uh, and That's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please share. Thank you, and have a good day.